In 2014, fans of the Transformers series were disappointed with the release of a game called Rise of the Darkspark. It served as the third and final entry within the Cybertron game series that sought to connect the universe of the Align continuity with that of the live-action Michael Bay movies. And by connection, I mean make this game a tie-in to the fourth Transformers film, Age of Extinction. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for them. The game was once again published by Activision, who, for some reason, decided not to get High Moon Studios back for this one, and instead headed off development to Edge of Reality, whom you may recognize for their work on games such as The Incredible Hulk and Shark Tale. Oh boy, it's gonna be one of those games, isn't it? The answer is yes. Being that this was a cross-gen game, it was released on everything at the time: PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, Wii U, and PC. Oh, and there was also a 3DS version, but we'll get into that later. And since the game turned 10 this year, I guess it's about time I tell you what this game is and how it plays. Hey, my name is Jude, and if you've never witnessed a dark legend come to life, then I'm here to tell you what is Transformers Rise of the Darkspark. So let's get that story out of the way, shall we? We begin the game on Dirt Planet, or Earth if you will, where we meet our main villain Lockdown as he sees the past come calling with the arrival of the Darkspark, a powerful ancient weapon that is the opposite of the Autobot matrix of leadership. And there'll be hard cut to this robot samurai named Drift, who's just kinda here, as he makes his way through the city, meets up with Optimus and Bumblebee, and then witness a dark legend come to life. But enough of that nonsense, because it's time for Flashback!
A long, long time ago, in a galaxy far away.
Well, did you like all four of those movie characters? No? Me neither! Because now the game is literally just Fall of Cybertron, but without the falling. The rest of the campaign follows the Autobots trying to keep the Darkspark away from the evil Decepticons, and did I miss anything here? There's the part where the Decepticons show up for like 10 minutes. There's that part where Cliffjumper died, but not really. And then there's that one moment where Prime and Megatron had a beam struggle from DBZ. That's cool, I guess.
If I knew this was going to happen, I would have eaten more pizza and ice cream.
And after that, they cut right back to the Michael Bay movies abruptly, where the Autobots chase Lockdown with the help of Grimlock, who's just kind of here now. Oh, and Lockdown's whole plan was to use the Darkspark to go back in time? Yeah, so as you can probably tell, Darkspark's narrative is weird and confusing. We're offered no explanation as to where the new characters like Lockdown and Drift come from, or why other characters show up and are never seen again afterwards. And if you stop and think about it, this game is a walking continuity error. Like how Trypticon's remains are suddenly in Decepticon hands, even though this takes place before the last game, or how Megatron's in his FOC model. Yeah, this game makes less and less sense the more you think about it, doesn't it? Another oddity are the various cutscenes, because somebody must have really screwed up in the audio department, because these scenes lack a lot of sound effects as well as good audio balancing to boot. Sometimes characters are too quiet, other times sound effects are way too loud. But on top of that, the Darkspark itself is just a big old plot MacGuffin. Sometimes it revives the dead, other times it's a portal through time. That's about it, actually. Oh, and get this. Apparently, if the Darkspark is dropped, it could cause a citywide devastation, but then we first see it fall off a train and everything's fine, and then they jump off a cliff with no problems at all. Man, imagine being so clumsy you blow up the whole kitchen for dropping that thing once.
Wait a second. This would go great with some milk. Whoop. No.
Alright, so blah blah blah, story sucks, gameplay time. You'll be playing as both Autobots and Decepticon throughout your quest to get the Darkspark. And occasionally, you'll go back to Earth to hang out with more movie characters. There are 14 levels in total, but most of these levels will take place on the planet of Cybertron. Which is a good thing too, since the Earth levels are ugly. You can tell they wanted to make a third Cybertron game, but were forced to tie it with the Age of Extinction film because of movie tie-in promotion. A majority of levels have you running and gunning past waves of foes that you've already beaten and blown up in the last game. Aside from that, the controls are the exact same as last time, but now you use the D-pad to use 3 one-off abilities in the game. You can equip up to 3 perks during the campaign. These abilities include healing kits, a shield, sentries, mines, and even a black hole chan. All the weapons are reused from the previous game as well, like the Path Blaster, the Rocket Launcher, the Fusion Cannon, the Andron Harvester, etc. But now there are these things called hacks you can equip that briefly change up the shooting of the game, like having the Exploding Headshot, which increases the enemy's health but causes headshots to make them explode, or the option to completely remove the HUD altogether, you know, if you want to make this game even harder than it already is. And just like WFC and FOC, you can transform into your alternate mode and shoot foes into hybrid third mode to your heart's content. But for some reason, all the car characters have to wait a second before they can start driving. Why? Don't worry about it. Somebody must have forgotten to let the characters start driving as soon as they transform, because this makes the game feel sluggish and unfinished at times. And yet the flags aren't affected by this delay at all for some reason. Also, how come Drift doesn't have a copter mode? He's a triple changer. He does that in the movie. No, car only? Okay, sure. Well, at least Drift lets you wake up to a new Bugatti.
I woke up in a new Bugatti. I woke up in a new Bugatti.
Unlike Fall of Cybertron, the multiple bots and cons you control have different abilities than in the previous game. The first character you control is the previously mentioned Drift, and he's the only one with a new move which gives the cons a good old Cordelwaida. Unfortunately, this thing is about as jank as you can imagine. Sometimes it hits everyone nearby, other times it doesn't, sometimes it only hits one guy at all. Yay! Soundwave pops out laser beak to help fight off bugs. You know, if the darn bird would actually do his job. Jetfire has a shockwave. Yes, that's shockwave. Sideswipe and Bumblebee have Jazz's grapple hook from Fall of Cybertron, and Sideswipe can also use it to pick up Ironhide, since that guy's just too dummy thick to climb those walls. Optimus has a shield, Swindle has a sentry, and Grimlock is the exact same as FOC. He's got the Flame Breath, Command Grab, the shield, the 4-hit combo, you get the idea. The one change to his playstyle is that he no longer has a limit to how long he can stay in Rex mode, which makes him way more busted than last time. So you're free to just go stomp around and slay everything in your path if you want. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention Sharp Shot. He gets Starscream's cloaker and can stealth kill bots around the map. Well, too bad he barely gets to use it in his own level, since you're stuck escorting Shockwave around this air battle instead. Well, at least you get to see Ironhide get drop kicked in the face.
I hereby discharge you from duty.
So you may be asking yourself, hey Jude, don't make it bad, but how do you actually afford all these guns? Well, dear viewer, say hello to the game's loot system. Yeah, y'all remember loot boxes? Well, this game has them, but you can't buy them with real money. Thank the Lord. Yeah, this was right before loot boxes swamped the gaming industry, and they were definitely ahead with the curve with this one. You can unlock various gear boxes by leveling up and completing challenges in the campaign, and the game will constantly remind you that you have several boxes to open when you pause it. The gear boxes can give you various weapons, weapon upgrades, hacks, and even characters used in the multiplayer. And any duplicates you receive will turn into one-time abilities as well. Let's see, what else is there to talk about now? How about the enemies and bosses? They're cool, right? The answer is no, because they're all enemies recycled from the previous games. Hooray. Oh wait, there's that one part in Chapter 2 where you fight Yellow Sentries and Zeta Prime clones, who for some reason look like they got beat up by Bumblebee. Ew.
Bumblebee, stop lubricating the man.
All the bosses are the same too. You run around, shooting till they die, and there's no challenge at all. Thankfully, the game is open enough to where you have plenty of breathing room to take them on. Like the Insecticons, Starscream, Ironhide, Megatron, Lockdown, and... Wait, is that really it? That's literally all the bosses in this game. Wow. Well, what the heck am I gonna talk about now? All right, the multiplayer. All right then, folks, strap in because it's time for everyone's favorite segment, the Radio Jude Explains Escalation.
Hey you! Yes you! Had enough of that mess we call a story, you say? Well, don't worry yourself, because you and 3 friends can take a whiz at the multiplayer! Here at Rise of the Darkspark, we bring back the exciting game mode, like the famous character create... Wait a minute. Oh, I'm sorry, dear folks. Apparently there is no PvP to be had in this rousing video game. So let's just focus on that there escalation Escalation mode, why don't we? Here in Escalation, you have 8 maps to skate around to your heart's content, and it seems we have some returning maps from the previous 2 games to boot, like the Kaon Arena, the Streets of Icon, the Sea of Rust, and who could forget about good old Noah's Ark, I say? But wait, there's more! Now our monoliths have 2 new maps to run and gun to our cyber heart's content, I say! Like Factory! And of course, everyone's favorite dystopian city, Ohio! You and 3 other co-workers can shoot up to 15 waves of hoodlums and rapscallions, because they're after that dank spank, and that's no good, children. You can play as whatever you want, whoever you want, whenever you want, like Optimum Primer, Rumblebee, Screamstar, or even the Jurassic Parkacons. But wait, there's even more. You can build shooty shoots and walls to keep that dank spank locked up. And those nasty panties are as dumb as cardboard, so you can cast your shadow clone jutsu to trick those fools while you bang them up. Oh, but don't worry, dear player, if you all somehow die like the fools you are, you can always try again 2 more times. Well, that's depressing. And as a bonus, you can equip whatever weapons and abilities you want whenever you want. So there's nothing stopping you from picking the most busted loadouts imaginable. We could care less how you play here, Activision. We don't sell this game anymore. So what are you waiting for? Come on down for some escalation and raise that good old dank spank a new one, ho ho!
Oh, okay, I'm good now, okay. Okay, so let's go over some tips and fun facts about the game, shall we? After beating the game, you'll see a post-credits scene that shows the Darkspark flying off to claim its latest victim within the G1 continuity, Optimus Prime. Because, Transformers Devastation tease? Question mark? The 3DS version was developed by WaveForward, the same people who developed the hit Shantae series. In Chapter 4, near the end of the level, you can hear a scientist lore dumping about the Darkspark, but what you may be more surprised to find out is that he refers to G-Axis and Galvatron from the IDW comics. When the game was released, it came with pre-order bonuses such as Thundercracker, Skywarp, and Stinger, who are playable in Escalation mode, even though Thundercracker and Skywarp were already playable in the last game, so okay, that's stupid. Along with the Glass Gas Cannon and Electro Bolter from FOC. You can find shops to equip different weapons and perks, and your characters will be fully reloaded and healed after using one. You can also find audio logs like in Fall Cybertron of characters giving their 2 cents on the current level. Anybody know now? Cool. Moving on! So hopefully this video has given you a good idea on what this game is and how it plays. If you wish to purchase this game, why? No, seriously, why would you subject yourself to this? This game is not good at all. It was also never re-released, and as of 2020, had its server shut down for good. But if you really want to play it for some reason, there's plenty of ways to get fan servers up and running nowadays. And the game is fully backwards compatible on Xbox Series and PS5, you know, if you can find a copy somewhere. Transformers Rise of the Darkspark was a quick cash grab to tie into the 4th film, Age of Extinction, and was quickly forgotten by TF fans faster than you can say self-subverting. With an awful story, reused weapons and abilities, and being locked to 30 FPS, it's a miracle we even got another game in the form of Devastation a year later. Even if you're a die-hard TF fan, don't play this one, dude. This game is glitchy and janky as all heck. It is not good at all. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and hope you have a blessed day. Take care.